The bus stop on the corner of Maple and 3rd had always been noisy during the day, but at night, when the world thinned out and the streetlights hummed like lonely insects, it became the only place Mia felt she could sit without being noticed. She pulled her knees to her chest, tugging the oversized hoodie tighter around her as she tried to ignore the sharp November wind biting at her skin. Homeless, she still wasn't used to the word. It felt too big, too heavy, too final. A word for people who had lived on the streets for years, not for someone like Kira, a 19-year-old girl who just needed a few days to figure things out. Or at least that's what she kept telling herself. Her backpack, her only possession that hadn't been stolen after she was kicked out, sat pressed against her leg. Inside were a toothbrush, a cracked phone, a photograph of her mother who had died 2 years earlier, and the last pair of socks she owned. She had no plan for food tomorrow, no place to sleep, no one to call, and no idea what came next. She rubbed her hands together and leaned back against the cold metal bench, her eyelids heavy. She hadn't slept more than an hour at a time in 3 days. Every time she drifted off, a jolt of fear pulled her awake. Yeah, fear that someone might take her things, hurt her, or simply remind her how vulnerable she had become. A bus rumbled down the road, its headlights washing over her face before slowing to a stop. She didn't stand. She didn't have money for a ride. She just pulled her hood lower and pretended she wasn't freezing. The doors hissed open, and only one passenger stepped out, a small girl with curly dark hair, wearing a sky blue jacket with a unicorn stitched on the front. She looked about 6, maybe 7. She clutched a pink suitcase almost as big as she was. She shouldn't be alone, Mia thought immediately. The bus driver leaned slightly toward the door. "Sweetheart, sure you'll be okay? Someone picking you up?" The little girl nodded confidently. "Yes, mister, my mommy is coming, thank you." The bus pulled away. The girl turned, her bright eyes scanning the empty street. Then she spotted Mia sitting on the bench. She hesitated, as if trying to decide whether she was allowed to approach. Then she did. She walked right up to Mia, dragging the suitcase behind her with a plastic click-click-click on the pavement. "You look cold," the girl said softly. Mia blinked. "I'm fine." "You don't look fine." Children have no filter, Mia thought, but she didn't have the energy to argue. The little girl sat beside her, legs dangling. "I'm waiting for my mommy." "That's a broken bar. Good," Mia said, forcing her voice steady. "She'll be here soon." "I don't think she will," the girl said quietly. That made Mia sit up straighter. "What do you mean?" The girl fiddled with the zipper of her jacket. "She told me to stay with my aunt for a few days, but my aunt said she can't keep me anymore. She said my suitcase is packed and I have to wait here until mommy comes." She paused, but mommy didn't answer her phone when she tried to call. Mia felt a chill that had nothing to do with the wind. "Do you know your mom's number?" The girl shook her head. "Mommy said to memorize, but I forgot." She chewed on her lip. "Are you sure you're okay?" "You're shaking." "Just cold," Mia said. "It's nothing." The girl studied her face with surprising seriousness. Then she scooted closer and lifted a tiny hand to Mia's cheek. Her fingers were warm. "You need a home," the girl said simply, like stating the color of the sky. "And I need a mommy." Mia froze. The words hit her like something heavy and breakable had fallen into her chest. The girl's eyes didn't waver. They weren't afraid or confused, just honest. "Yeah, broken bar. I'm not a mommy," Mia whispered, not trusting her voice. "I'm barely keeping myself together." "But you're kind," the girl said. "And you didn't tell me to go away." Mia swallowed hard. "What's your name?" "Lily." "That's pretty." Lily smiled. "What's your name?" "Mia." "Hi, Mia." She swung her feet happily for a moment. "Are you waiting for someone too?" "No, a broken bar. Not really." "Are you homeless?" Lily asked gently. Mia's heart cracked at the innocence in the question. She looked away. "Something like that." "So you need a home," Lily repeated thoughtfully. "And I need a mommy." Mia didn't know whether to laugh or cry. She had nothing, no house, No job, not even enough change to buy a sandwich. She was the last person who could help a lost little girl. But Lily touched her hand again, small fingers curling around her cold ones. "Can I sit with you until my mommy comes?" Lily asked. Mia nodded slowly. Of course. Minutes passed, maybe an hour. The streetlights flickered. A stray cat darted across the road. Mia tried to think clearly, to figure out what to do, but exhaustion pressed on her like a weight. "Lily," Mia said softly, "do you know your aunt's address, or her phone number?" Lily's voice was barely a whisper. "She told me not to come back." A deep ache filled Mia. "That's not your fault." Lily leaned against her, resting her head on Mia's arm. "You smell nice." Mia almost laughed. "I haven't showered in 2 days." "You still smell nice," Lily mumbled sleepily. Mia looked up at the sky, blinking back burning tears. She couldn't let a child spend the night outside. She had done it, she had survived it, but no child should. She gently shook Lily awake. "We're going to the police station," Mia said. "They can help you find your mom, okay?" Lily's grip tightened. "Will they take you away from me?" "What number?" "I'm just taking you there to keep you safe." "But a broken bar, you're my mommy now." Lily's voice trembled. "You said I could sit with you, and you're warm, and you're nice. Please don't leave me." Mia felt something inside her collapse, not in a painful way, in a way that felt like doors opening, like something long locked away was letting light in. She lifted Lily into her lap, unsure if she had the right, but unable to help it. Lily curled into her chest like she belonged there. "Hey," Mia whispered shakily, "I'm not leaving, I promise, but you deserve to be safe tonight, and warm, and with people who can find your real mom." Lily sniffed. "But what if she doesn't want me?" Mia held her tighter. "Then whoever does want you will find you, and love you, and take care of you." She paused, like a mommy should. Lily's voice was small. "Do you want me?" Mia's breath caught. She wanted to say yes to God. She wanted to, but she couldn't promise something she didn't have the means to give. "I want you safe," Mia said softly. "More than anything." Lily nodded against her chest. Mia stood, backpack slung over her shoulder, Lily in her arms. She was lighter than she looked, like her bones were full of hope instead of weight. They walked 3 blocks to the small community police station. The moment they stepped inside, warmth hit them, and Lily relaxed against Mia like she had finally let go of her fear. A middle-aged female officer looked up from her desk. "Can I help you?" Before Mia could speak, Lily lifted her head. "This is my mommy." Mia flushed. "I'm noticed she's lost. Her aunt left her at a bus stop. She doesn't know where her mother is." The officer stood immediately. "Honey, come here. We'll find your mom, okay?" But Lily clung to Mia so tightly her small hands shook. "She saved me," Lily said. "She needs a home, and I need a mommy." The officer gave Mia a soft, understanding look. "Let's take things one step at a time." Mia spent the next hour telling everything she knew, which wasn't much. Lily's aunt was contacted through bus records. She refused to pick Lily up. Social workers were called, and through it all, Lily refused to leave Mia's side. When the social worker arrived, a gentlewoman with warm eyes, as she knelt in front of Lily. "Sweetheart, I'm going to take care of you till we find your mommy, okay?" Lily shook her head instantly. "I want Mia." The social worker turned to her. "Are you family?" "No," Mia said quietly. "I just a broken bar found her." "But you're nice," Lily insisted. "You hugged me, you kept me warm." Mia swallowed. "I can't take care of you, Lily. I don't have a broken bar anything." The social worker studied her for a moment. "Do you have somewhere to live?" Mia shook her head, humiliated. To her surprise, the woman didn't judge her. "You did the right thing bringing her here. That says a lot about who you are." She paused. "But Lily will need a temporary guardian if her mother isn't found. Someone she trusts." Mia stiffened. "I can't." "Yeah, I'm homeless, which is something we can help with," the social worker replied gently. "If you're willing." Mia stared at her. "What do you mean?" "We have programs for young adults, transitional housing, job assistance, counseling. You would need stability before you could even be considered as a possible guardian. But to Broken Bar, if you're open to help, we can start today. Lily looked up at Mia hopefully, tiny hand reaching for hers. You need a home, Lily whispered. And I need a mommy. Tears spilled down Mia's cheeks. She had been alone for so long, floating, untethered, unseen. But here was this small girl with big eyes and a bigger heart, offering her something she never thought she'd feel again, a purpose. I'll try, Mia whispered. I'll try for you. Lily smiled, the kind of smile that softened the world. Over the next weeks, Mia entered the transitional housing program. She got her first warm bed in months. A caseworker helped her replace her stolen documents. She started therapy for the trauma she'd kept locked away. A small diner near the shelter hired her part-time, and she began saving money. Every few days, she visited Lily at the foster home arranged by the social worker. The little girl would run into her arms every time, clinging like she never doubted Mia would come back. You smell warm, Lily would say. You smell like crayons, Mia would reply. They laughed, they read stories, they drew pictures, they healed in ways neither of them could have imagined. Months passed. Lily's mother was finally located, but she refused custody, too consumed by addiction to care for her daughter. Legally, Lily became eligible for adoption, and Mia had become something she never believed she could be again: stable, hopeful, strong. The day Lily was asked who she wanted to live with forever, she didn't hesitate. Mia, she's my mommy. She found me. And just like that, life, via messy, painful, unpredictably, gave Mia something beautiful: a home, a purpose, a daughter. On the day the judge finalized the adoption, Lily held Mia's hand tightly and whispered the same words she had spoken the night they met. You needed a home, Lily said, smiling up at her with teary eyes. And I needed a mommy. Mia lifted her, spinning her gently in the courthouse hallway, tears streaming down both their faces. And now, Mia whispered, holding her close, we have each other. And for the first time in a long, long time, Mia believed she truly belonged somewhere. Because sometimes families aren't born. Sometimes they find each other at a cold bus stop on a lonely night. And sometimes, that's exactly the miracle both hearts were waiting for.